Hey everybody, Chad back in the shop here at Schimmel Woodworks, and today I've got a very simple project for you. I got a request from a customer to make, if you've seen on Pinterest or Etsy, they're all over I believe, the little birthday calendar thing. And what it is it's just a plate at the top or a piece of wood, and it'll have something on it like family or the family name. Really you can customize it to anything. And then it'll have hangers for each month, and each one will have a person's name and the date. That way you can quickly glance at it and see today's July the 29th, it's so-and-so's birthday. So they just hang there. It's super simple. The way I'm going to do this project is two ways. I'm going to actually put out 2 videos this week of the same type of project. And one of them I'm going to use virtually no tools. I am going to use a drill and some things like that, but pretty much no other equipment. And the other way, I'm going to use some more advanced tools like the CNC, maybe the laser, and some other things. So it's really going to be fun to see both versions. So I'll put the link below to the other video. So this will be the simple version. And what I did was I went to the craft store, which is against my beliefs. But anyways, I went there, and it's amazing what you can get for very little money. I got all the supplies. You're going to need some hangers, some wire. For the nameplates, you're going to need these little wooden discs, which of course you could cut these out yourself, but for 99 cents or whatever, you get a pack of them and you can get several. And then the big thing was these letters. So of course I could cut these out on the bandsaw. They were $1.49, so I went ahead and picked them up for this project. I would normally never do that. And I got some colored paints that I thought would be good for this family, so we're going to go with that. So for this project, you're just going to need a few tools. You're going to need a drill or a drill press. In this case, I'll use a drill. You're going to need some pliers, some wire cutters, and something to wrap the wire around. It doesn't have to be, you could use a marker even just to wrap it and make a circle out of it. And that's really it for tools. This project's going to be painted. I picked this blue and white for it, and I'm going to paint the plate white and the letters blue, and that way there's a nice contrast. And it'll be 3-dimensional because these are cut out letters. And then I'm just going to glue them to this. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the letters and paint them blue. Now that all the letters are painted, I'm going to go ahead and paint the main part of it here. Next, I'm going to drill out these little discs that'll have the names on them. And I'm going to go ahead and drill them first and then paint them blue. That way the blue and the white kind of tie together. I'm drilling 2 holes in each, one at the top and the bottom. That way the first one can hang and then the second one can hang off of that, and so on and so forth. You can always expand these if you get new members in your family through marriage or kids are born or whatever. Grandkids, so it's nice to be able to expand this. Okay, so now I'm ready to install the little hanger hooks, and what I do is I just take this little eye screw and bend it open with some pliers, and then I lock it into the vice grips. That way I can, use that as a handle to hold that. Now this is a 15.5-inch board. So what I'm going to do, to make it a little easier on myself, I'm going to cut off the 1/2 inch because 15 goes into 12 nice and evenly at 1 1/4 inches. So I'll just do 1 1/4 inches and I'll mark it with this nail so I know exactly where to put my eye screws. My hooks are in and I'm ready to put the family across the board here. I ended up pre-drilling with a really tiny drill bit, and that helped these go in a lot easier. So if you have a little drill bit, that'll just make it a little smoother. And then I went ahead and put a little super glue on each one just to keep them from twisting. So that might help out. And I'm going to use 2P10 glue, and the reason is any glue would work, epoxy or super glue or whatever, but the 2P10 is 2 part 10 seconds. So basically what I'll do is I'll put some of this gel on this, I'll spray where it's going to go and stick it on, and then by holding it for 10 seconds it's dry. So I can do each letter in order, and then they're going to be dry. I don't have to worry about trying to hold the glue or clamp it or anything like that while I wait for it to dry. So that quick, the family's on there. You can see they're nice and firm, even these last ones I put on. If I had to, I could go ahead and do any touch-up on that. F-A-M-I-L-Y, just making sure. And now I'm ready to move on to basically the final step. And what that is I'm going to make the letters for the hangers, okay, because these are going to hang on here, right? Just like that. So what I'm going to do is put, for these first ones, these are going to be the months. I'm going to go ahead and put a little dot with the letter of the month. So J for January, obviously. And what I did is I just got these silver stick-ons. Okay, so that is it. That's the family calendar. I went ahead and just put a couple of these on here so you could kind of see how it looks when they hang. I would imagine some families might have these, you know, hanging to the floor depending on how big your family is. You could have 10 or 12 on each one, I don't know. But I'm going to include 18 of these little discs with it, so if they need more, they can let me know. But super simple project. This project, definitely not a woodworking project, more of a crafting project, but it just shows you can make something like this without having, you know, a fancy saw to cut out letters or whatever. There are other options available, so I hope you enjoyed it. Even if you're a diehard woodworker, please give me a thumbs up. Don't bash me just because it wasn't a lot of woodworking. I am putting out a second video where there will be more woodworking of the same type of project because I had a customer request. So I just kind of wanted to do a back and forth of using a bunch of tools and not using tools, but this was a simple craft project you could make in a few hours. So hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up and be sure and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Thanks for watching.